Fuck me, what's going on here? Hold up.
You're in Chill Adventures land now, dude. We don't practice anything. We cut twice and measure once over here, boy. Everybody, welcome our friend the Cockney Buddha to our channel. When anybody watches
We
this, yeah, oh yeah. Like I said, we just fucking pull start this thing here and go, hello
all.
everyone. Everybody say hello to our friend Steve the Cockney Buddha.
Oi.
So for the people that are going to watch this in the future, we just tried to get a live going on Steve's channel through
Oh.
this magical app that he has, and it didn't work. It didn't work, and we
Magical
tried
app.
to, yeah. And I don't know what the hell happened, but technology wasn't on our
Oh,
side, so we're like, forget it, everyone. We'll just go to the Chill's channel, and because nothing matters over here, like it's all good, you
here
know.
it does. Here
How,
it does.
however it goes over here, that's the way it went. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I couldn't even get on my YouTube channel and even invite you on there. That was all going wrong as well. Oh, matey. Unbelievable. Hang on.
And now we're here. Cheers, dude. Cheers, bro. So, anyways, we were talking about this matcha drink before shit hit the fan.
Right here. I haven't tasted it yet, but matcha, you'd love matcha too. We got a storm coming in. Do you hear
Mm.
that? There's a big old clap of thunder. We got it coming in from the Gulf, dude.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
We got two people in already. I'm sure that's Dan and Catherine.
How do I see the writing? Or is that
I
just
don't
you?
know.
Can you just
I don't know if you can. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think you can. I don't know though. You could press buttons if you want.
Oi,
Yeah.
all right. Because I got the old press pot of coffee.
Tell us about that coffee for everybody in my world that has no clue what the hell that is.
Well, Dan roasts it
Yeah.
first of all,
Yeah.
and he sent me a couple of bags of different ones down. This is Ethiopian, and I tell you what, you can definitely taste the difference between like decently made roasted coffee over like going to Starbucks, right? I mean, I go to them in the street, but this tastes totally different. It's completely
Right.
different. Tastes so
Yeah.
much better. So
Me
much
and
better.
Kat, when we're traveling around, we love to frequent the lesser gone to coffee shops, and my personal drink is a peppermint mocha. I know it's fancy, but most places, well, every place other than Starbucks, it's you could taste the coffee more than the peppermint syrup. But at Starbucks, it's like it's a peppermint flavor. But I know exactly what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
it's that yeah. And I mean, Dan is awesome, dude. Like I can
I'll tell you what, I'm not kidding. I mean, I come from a chefing background and all, so whenever I get something that's like really, I want to taste it. So I was like whooshing it around my mouth. I was like giving it the old wine test.
yeah.
I'll tell you
Is
what,
it
man.
is it so which one are you drinking now?
The Ethiopian, this one,
Nice.
that one. And he's on Insta, so go and check him out. He's on Instagram, and he's got a thing on there, and he does small batch, so fucking banging, mate. So what's been going on with you, dude? What's that?
Nothing.
You went a
Nothing.
bit
We haven't
quiet
even
at first.
talked
You went
like
a little bit
this.
quiet.
I don't think we've talked like this since I went to Florida. We had like
Mm.
voice messages, but that's it.
I think you're right. I don't think we have, right?
Mhm.
I don't think we
It
have.
it doesn't feel like that though, because we make a lot of videos.
Yeah, it's funny because my sister's got into my channel, right? And she's like my biggest fan now. She's like it's like I'm sitting in there with you, right?
Yeah.
Because because we're on people's TVs, right? So
Yeah.
it's like she's like it's
Yeah.
absolutely awesome. So every time one drops now, she's on it. She's like
Nice.
watching. She knows you.
That's awesome.
my
Yeah,
sister, yeah.
that's yeah, I was gonna say since you got back from England, you put out a lot of videos. Like one a day almost.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, I'm using it. I'm using it for this as well.
Yeah.
It's a tool. It's a tool for me. It's turned into a tool. To be able to more so podcasting, more so
Hmm.
like just being able to pull the mic that was giving us issues just now.
Yeah.
um, just pulling that round and hitting the button and just start recording. I like doing that. I think more comfortable with that. I like doing that more. I'm always aware of a camera. I don't know. I'm always like when a
I was
camera's
just
on.
gonna ask that. I was just gonna ask because, like, yeah, and you don't seem different when you do a vlog compared to a podcast, but you like when you add in those like change your voice and stuff in your podcast, and you just do like you're a little more animated sometimes,
Yeah,
and
it
maybe it's like,
feels. I just don't feel like I'm on show.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like when you're out there, you're like, and we all have that judgment thing, right? I mean,
oh
even
yeah,
doing what I do, we still like have that freaking like I'm being judged. So yeah, putting yourself out there on a. It's like when I was going to do that. What I thought was going to be a live with you through my freaking app. Brilliant. Um, yeah, I was
yeah.
shit, mate. I was shitting myself. I was like,
We'll
oh
just do
shit,
it
I had to
differently
meditate
next
a bit.
time.
What's that?
It'll just be a rain check, We'll do it. We'll figure it out, and
Yeah, I
we'll
want
come on.
to. I definitely want to figure it out because I've put it off for a freaking year, dude. Like I've had the app for over a year. No, coming up a year. I've had the app, and I bought it for that specific reason. Oh, you gone all palsy? You gone all palsy on me? Where are you? Yeah, no, you're still frozen on the screen, matey. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with that. Oh, you went. Yeah, you're frozen. You still there? I think you're like frozen on my screen. Are you Can you see yourself frozen? Yeah, am I moving around on you now? Or you because you're still frozen, dude.
Now.
Oh, here, on your back. All right. Look, there you go.
Yeah.
took a
Wild.
while. Took a while. So what's going on in surfing world, then, man? What's that? What catch me up with all? Because I've lost. Because you said you're not surfing now, right? It's like toning down now.
Oh no! Well, so like it's so bizarre. This is the season where it's like still kind of warm, but there should be waves, and there hasn't been anything for a while. Like we've been traveling around so much, like every other weekend, that we're finding waves. Like we've drove. I think we got this thing around 35,000 miles, and we're at almost 52 now, and we bought this thing in May.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
so like
yeah.
just in the past like 6 weeks, we've drove like 2,000 miles, and
Damn. Dude.
we were in the UP for a weekend, somewhere else the week before. I can't even remember. And then we were in Wisconsin last weekend,
Right. Right.
and yeah.
Are you going? Are you doing that? On like, is that something you want to do? Like travel around in
It'd be
different
nice.
states and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy because like I've done this for so long that I forget how taxing it is. And like Kat just kind of jumped into it with me. But we've been going really, really hard for the past like 6 weeks, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like normally every other week we have time to go somewhere. Um so yeah, I would like to do it. And like so you've asked about van build stuff. We're doing some more things. I won't really like ruin the surprise or whatever. But
Oh, okay. All right.
we're taking some time to like not drive all over, just to find like waves and build out the van and do some other stuff. But yeah, when we get everything in here, it would be the dream to do that on a more
Or
regular
travel,
basis. But
like traveling a bit
yeah,
more. You'll find it a little bit easier on you and all not so taxing when you got your van sorted out, mate. Like when you got all your shit in there and you're like, your sound. Because you had a fridge and everything in the other one, right? Didn't you have a little
no,
fridge set up and
no,
stuff? You had a
but
little
I
fridge.
did have everything was set up in there. Like I sort of tweaked things for the 5.5 years that I was in there to the point where like if it was me and a dog, we had it perfect. But
Right.
this is way different. Like we need so much more stuff in here, and um, it needs to be like perfect for us because we have a lot of moving parts. It gets soggy wet in here. We've been trying to take the dogs and stuff. That'll be in like my Wisconsin video that's coming out soon. But yeah, but
It
everything's
gets
good.
wet in there in your van now.
Like with our wetsuits and stuff, it's just
Oh, okay.
inevitable. We're gonna get sand and moisture in here, so like we've got to think about that as we build it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like my. I have a new job, and I've told you about this, but I actually like it. Like it's a pretty enjoyable thing to do as far as work goes, and um, I still have time, like pretty much in the beginning or the end of the day, if I want to take it to go surfing. But that helps.
Where is it? What do you, because you did golf course? Where is it now? You're at? It's a retirement thing, isn't it? Or you
Yeah,
said
so it's
retirement.
like it's basically like I'm a groundskeeper of like a Taj Mahal of 1970. You know, if like if a rich Floridian the Taj Mahal in West Michigan in 73, I take care of the outside ish areas of that
All
place.
right.
And it's cool. But like it's not a bad um it's not a bad gig. But having said that, um I could see where like I could really drive around as long as I'm not doing it in crazy snowstorms all the time. I could
Yeah.
pretty much drive around for like the rest of my life, you know, until I really need to settle down as like an old man, you know.
Travel's good, man. I mean, it's good. It's good for the fucking body and the mind, dude. It really is. I mean, travel. I mean, it's just getting outside. I mean, even when I watch you guys when you do it and you're out and about, that one where you're paddleboarding and you went around that. What was
Yeah,
that,
the
dude?
Mackinac Bridge.
That was awesome, dude.
Yeah,
And you, because I like that, but I don't do. I like to do that. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like surfing. I'd like to have done it, but I didn't. I live it through you guys,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
um, but when I watch your videos like that, it's cool, man, because of the scenery. And I'm like into all that, and it's good for this, dude. It even feels good when you watch it.
Yeah, when we went to Florida, that crazy drive that we did in Cat Subaru, um, it was pretty eye opening because like we did that in I think 5 days. We left Michigan and got back to Michigan from Florida
Yeah,
in 5 days, and we
that's
surfed
crazy,
two
dude.
separate days. Yeah, so like in something like this, granted, it might take an extra like 2 hours each way because we have to. It's a different fuel economy or whatever, but the comfortability factor in this, even if we took an extra day where we were just sleeping an extra 5 hours
Yeah.
or something, it's so much better. Like it's insane how awesome it is.
And when you stood up in that thing and you still had a bit of you still had like I'm like what the heck, that's
Yeah.
crazy, you got that amount of
Yeah.
headroom in a van.
And we still do. Like we put that flooring in, and again, that's just like a tiny bit.
Yeah,
We're
it's
yeah,
awesome.
it's nuts. It's so cool, and it's awesome because Kat is like she like wants to know how to do things. So like yesterday on one of our little van build things, um, we were putting this like base layer of insulation on, and just like watching how she's like learning how to like mold it to the sides and shit, and it's just cool that
Yeah,
she's like, really into like actually doing the things, and she wants to learn. It's not like I'm like, do you want to do this? She's like,
yeah,
I
that's
want
cool,
to cut
man.
this wood. I
Expands
want
the
to,
mind.
yeah, yeah. And it's like because I love this, and it's so crazy. And we've again, I think we've talked about this, but like it was almost like we were looking for each other, dude. It's nuts because like
Dude,
I live very weirdly.
when I saw that you found someone like Kat, I was like, oh shit, okay. And then soon as I started watching some of the videos and the energy, I was like, oh, you can feed off of that, right? I mean, you can through the video, the energy that was there, and I'm like, yeah, you need someone like that, and you is like it balances, yeah. And she's a good one, matey, for sure.
So what's the consensus after you come back from your trip, man? Like, is it more just is it kind of like man, I'm so glad I've been doing what I've been doing, or are you
Yeah,
trying to do more?
I mean, I look at, when I look at where I'm at now to where I was in London. I mean, shit, dude. I mean, the lifestyle I've got here is way better, right? Um, but I haven't been back in about 5 years. It was like it was right on that when that big C came around.
Yes.
In case you get monetized or not monetized, in case you get freaking cut off for it.
Yeah.
We're going
Who
up.
knows?
Go on,
Who
go
knows
on.
what'll happen? It's yeah. That's a funny thing. I don't know how that works. You've got to be a big influence in the world, I think, to have something happen to you, your channel by just saying, at least that word. Granted, there are some words that everybody
I
get in
know.
trouble saying, but
I know.
it's
Like, you got to be
that's so
careful what you
bizarre.
freaking
You
say.
do have to be careful what you say, and I know exactly what you mean with the Rona and all that. But what a
Yeah.
weird thing. But anyways, go on.
So that was the last time I was back in England. That was like hitting over there before it even got here, and I even thought I was getting stuck in the country, right? Because even friends were calling me and saying, "Hey, why don't you just sit it out?" Right? Why don't you don't worry about it? I'm like, no, 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 no. Something's telling me I've got to push whatever I got to do, right, to get back. And they closed the border the day after I flew back home here. So I was absolutely shitting my pants over there because it was like, as it was ramping up and picking up, I'm like, oh my God, like what is going on here? And so that was my last experience. Like, it was basically fear.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah. You can't even really call it an experience. I'm sure your brain was going so many directions. It wasn't
Oh,
like
dude. Yeah,
it wasn't like
yeah.
it should have been.
Because you don't know if you're getting back. And what's what's funny is my oldest daughter, Trin, she was in high school, and she said that because I went out walking with her one night, and she said, "Hey," she goes, "What was your experience being over there?" Because we'd never really talked about it, right?
Hmm.
And she's like, "What was your experience being over there?" So I was telling her, like, how it was going over there, and how I was getting hold of Trace, going, "Hey, get this, get that." I was WhatsApping her quick because it was just freaking ape shit over there, right?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Um, and so I said, "What was your experience?" And it was crazy because I never heard her side either. And she said she really didn't tune in to it until they were in class. It was just starting to come into the US. It was starting to become news and shit like that. And I was still there. And the teacher had mentioned about how it's been going through Europe like mad. I mean, Italy was just a shambles, right?
It's crazy.
Um, so they were saying, the teacher was saying how, like, this is what's going on in Europe. And her friend turned around and said, "Ain't your dad there?" And then it clicked. Like,
Yeah,
oh shit. Right. And she told me, she said, that's when I was like, oh yeah. Like, well, and then the panic started like setting in a bit. But that was the whole. So going back this time, I had fears, dude. I had some fears getting on the freaking plane. I had my mum's got early onset Alzheimer's. It was the first time coming face to face with her with that. I'd never. It's always been on the phone. Um, so the whole experience was, there was good shit that came out of it, but it was a bit. It was like, it wasn't a normal, like, let's go back and see friends and family
like a
kind of.
vacation.
Right, right. It was. Now, don't get me wrong, dude. I went out. I went and see freaking Grom and my
Yeah,
mate Dave, and we went around London and that, and Leek Street was a banging place with all the graffiti art and shit. Um, so there was good shit. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm
Conversations
gonna
are not
grab a
just.
light. Hold up.
Oh, go on, yeah, 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 man. But no, it was. I ain't gonna say it was a bad trip. It was a good trip. It was just like different, different, totally different. But no, good trip, good shit come out of it. Put it that way. So what do you do now in your down period then? If the because that's your zen, dude. I mean, what do you do when?
Well, other than hanging out with Kat, it's all I do. And like, so I'd
Right.
like, building out the van, and then we've been going places and we've been surfing. Like, there just hasn't been waves around here like there normally is. But I've got like tons of vlogs that I've got. I just put one out today, actually, like 2 hours ago.
Oh, you did?
Hey, yeah,
Oh,
there is no
cancel.
waves. Yeah. Oh, you can see the comments?
I can see it. Yeah, it just popped up. It's
Yeah.
funny because I thought it was frozen because no
Yeah,
one's been.
no. Yeah, someone was saying free Diddy.
He complains that there is no waves.
But there isn't waves. There isn't waves. There was, and here's the weird thing. Again, I don't affiliate myself politically either way, but there was recently a lot of federal job cuts, and one of the sectors hit was NOAA. And NOAA provides the lake wave data for all of the apps that we use.
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
what I realized in the past 2 weeks is we used to get 14-day forecasts, and they used to be pretty good. Now we get like 8-day forecasts, and they're about the same, but what happens now is like they're updating almost real time, so it doesn't give us like a good projected forecast. It
Right.
just kind of tells us what it's going to be in like the next hour or what it is right now, which kind of sucks. I mean, it's how the guys back in the day had to do it anyway, so it's not like it can't be done.
Is there no separate like satellite you can tune into or anything? Isn't it? Or do you have
No,
to go through? No. You have to go
well,
through them.
no, yeah, they're like kind of the end all be all of stuff,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
have their own website, but it just sucks not to have as long of a projected forecast, and it really doesn't seem as accurate either. And I don't know how much that has to do with like budget cuts to the government jobs and stuff, but it did change about the same time, and it changed like pretty crazy. So maybe it's just like they didn't want to deal with the lake wave forecast thing anymore, which is a pretty small niche. I'll give them that, but um,
Yeah, but
yeah,
when
so
you got boats out there and all that, haven't you? That's a big ass lake that you're on, right?
yeah, there's buoys almost all year long. Like once it starts to get really cold, they'll take the buoys out and stuff. But yeah, it's a big lake, and
That could
um,
still be dodgy, not getting the freaking update forecast. I wouldn't want to be a freaking boat right out there and lean
yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, and yeah. So if they have something else, I'd like to know what it is. But yeah, it's been weird with no waves. I say no waves just like Kevin did, but thankfully we have the opportunity to drive around and go do crazy shit and weird fun surfing.
The freaking paddle boarding, seriously,
Yeah,
I really do enjoy the videos as well. I like that because of the scenery, man. I'm so matey when we went to God, this was a few years ago now, but we went up to North Carolina. We went to a cabin, and it was my first experience of any American cabin. I'd never been in a freaking cabin in my life, right? So and we went right up to it was the northern west tip of South Carolina, but sorry, North Georgia, northwest of Georgia, but it touches the North Carolina right there. It like
sure.
I didn't know, but it's weird how it juts out the way the state comes out and then it kind of goes this way and then joins in here. So when
Yeah,
we drove, we're up on the border, and Trace goes, "Let's go out for a drive." Now I know that I've gone through, Florida, Jacksonville, getting into Georgia. And now I'm like, oh, we're in Georgia. So I know we haven't gone through South Carolina. In my mind, we ain't gone through South Carolina, right?
right.
So we're up there, and Trace goes, let's go for a drive. And we go for a drive, and all of a sudden it's fucking North Carolina. And I'm like, Like, what? Did I blink? Am I really in the Matrix? Like, did it like?
Yeah, what a weird thing. It's
It's
like
really strange, dude.
the Oklahoma has a panhandle too, and it's like a giant weird thing that maybe
Really,
used to be Texas or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's
the way
bizarre.
the borders work,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
because me coming from it, because I always used to. I always wanted to come to the US when I was living in England, right?
yeah,
Before I even met Trace. I mean, I always wanted to come to the US, and then when I got the opportunity to, the vastness, man, it's like even when you get off the plane, it's like overwhelmed. It's like
yeah.
because everything's like big, right?
It is. It is. I
It's
always like to use the fact that Canada has like 10% in its whole big ass Canadian self. It only has 10% of the population of the United States.
wow,
Like,
no shit.
yeah, I think California has more people than the entire country of Canada.
Wow, no
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Holy crap, dude! And that is a vast piece of land.
Yeah, I think Canada's bigger than the United States with all the northern territories and all that.
Is it? I
Yeah,
don't
but I
know.
don't, I
I
don't
don't know
know.
the way it's because it's more US has a weird shape, doesn't it? I mean,
There.
we've got Florida, and then you've got the islands coming off of fucking,
Yeah.
the Keys,
Yeah, all the
right?
stuff that we own but we don't really own.
Yeah. Well, same with England.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, you guys were the first to do it. We copied your plan there.
we just claim it. Hey, that's
Yeah.
ours now. Terrible, fucking terrible. Um, but no,
Oh
that.
my goodness.
But when I'm talking about the vastness and your paddleboarding thing and that, what my first experience of the mountains, dude, was like freaking insane because we were like 3/4 of the way up in this mountain in the northern west part of Georgia, like right on the damn North Carolina border. We were way up there, and when we got into the cabin and I walked into the living room fireplace there, and I'm like, holy shit, because it was just fucking. It was, I don't know, man. I can't. How do you explain that? Like
Yeah,
the fucking mountains are right. It was just godly, like.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I went out there and I freaking sat down on the floor and just started meditating. I was
really.
like, freaking hell. And it's like mad. Yeah, dude. And in the mornings I was getting up and freaking meditating like crazy. I went out. There was the way the trees were. There was this massive big freaking. It's amazing how they get there. Boulder,
Yeah,
right, like
yeah,
huge rock, and I climbed around the bank. Kind of dangerous, really, because if I would have slipped, mate, at the end of me. But I climbed around the bank and I got up on that fucking rock, like right in the middle of all these trees. Got out onto the front of this rock and sat down and just fucking. There's a picture of me. The girls took of it, and I'm just like, I'm stout. Oh man, brilliant. Who's in? Hey, I'm from Antarctica. No shit.
it's getting dark in here, man.
It is
The
dog,
old
isn't it?
vein.
I'm
The
fr-
old vein. There we go. That's better.
someone, someone from
Like that's the
Antarctica. Look at
Antarctica. Oh, good Wi-Fi down there, eh, bud?
that.
That's
I'll tell you
awesome.
what, mate. Talking
Some
of
people crazy.
freaking Wi-Fi, man. We got
Oh,
we got a special. We paid for a special thing from when we were over in England. Now my wife's got exactly the same phone as me. Exactly the same phone, right? And now my business, the way my business, you know what I do, right, for a living. And so I'm saying to my guys, okay, listen, you're gonna be able to get a hold of me because sometimes I get someone that's gone a bit like, and I've got to like get on it, right?
yeah.
So Trace pays for this extra whatever it was so that we could bloody get Wi-Fi. She gets all the damn Wi-Fi. The only place I could get it was up in my mum's bedroom. I'm like, what money are we paying? What are we paying for? I'm saying to Trace, what's going? And she's sitting in the living room.
Yeah.
And
Playing Angry Birds and shit.
I had to pick my fucking phone up and go upstairs, and my mum's fucking over by the window, not just in the bed, over by the window. You know, you're like this on the glass, like
Oh, yeah.
fucking
You
paint
can't
it.
watch Chill Adventures like that.
The South Pole cell tower, Kev said.
Yeah, dude. It's so funny because once YouTube made it so you could go, like, you could find lives, you could just go to the live section of YouTube and scroll through different people doing what we're doing. That's the kind of shit that you get, dude. You get people saying they're from Antarctica and Pakistan. They're the first
I'm just
Antarctica.
kidding.
Yeah, just joking, assholes. I was like, oh yeah, oh thanks, thanks. You got us, but I appreciate you
Sorry,
telling us.
different ends of
Thank
the
you.
spectrum.
Yeah, dude, yeah. And what do you call someone from Antarctica, anyways?
That's a good point. What do
In
you call
Antarctica?
someone? Is there a, I don't know. That's a good question, dude. Where are
Yeah,
you
we're
guys
from
from?
Antarctica too. We're from Antarctica too, but the other side, dude.
North
The
Pole.
east side of Antarctica. Yeah,
Next,
you would think
the
our
east
channel
side of
would blow up.
Antarctica.
He must be on the west coast, dude.
You're not familiar with the east coast of
Yeah.
Antarctica?
Yes, it's a little more temperate over here.
The houses are bigger.
Yeah, dude, we're from Uranus, bro. Oh, yeah. No,
Fucking
like this
penguin.
guy. I like this guy already. Ian. How do you even say
Actually,
your
I'm
name?
from Jupiter. What, the planet?
Dude. No, he's down the road from you, Jupiter,
Yeah,
Florida, man.
kind of hours away.
Yeah, yeah.
Brilliant.
It is cool that you're kicking out the videos so often. And
Dude, like I said, it's like you. It's like you were surfing, man. You know, a while back, and I said to you, "What does it do? Right? What is it? What is it that it gives you?" Because, like I said, when I when I came to the States, you know, and I heard about surfing and that, my brother-in-law, you know, was a surfer and that, and I remember going and seeing his surfboard and start being fascinated, like, you know, I'd seen it on TV and shit, but never really met anybody. Fucking lived in London. What they were surfing? What on a building? Um, right, but no. Once I started talking to people and seeing it like yourself and seeing it and then I got into this journey and then I was fascinated. Right, I want to know what it does. Like, what is it? Right. So I know, like when you said before, when you can't surf and you're like, oh, you get like, right, you've got to get out there and surf. That's what I was saying. Like,
yeah,
what do you damn well do? I mean, I know you've got the van build going on, but
yeah,
what,
we definitely keep ourselves busy. But yeah, we've been traveling like crazy. But
hang on,
that's just like, what's that?
hang on, Kev. When you're going to get on a surfboard? But are you having a laugh? I'll snap like a freaking twig. So go on. Sorry, I interrupted you. I saw Kev pop up
No,
there.
no. And I was actually curious about what made you put out so many videos after you got back.
Dealing with some of this, you know, all of a sudden it was all freaking kicking off a little bit heavy. um, I found myself pulling away from people a little bit and that, you know, and so it was this sitting in here where I'm sitting now. I'm like a kid in a candy store. All of a sudden, it just makes me happy,
Yeah,
right? Um,
because your
that's why I've been
latest
getting into.
videos have kind of gone all over the place. They've been there was one where you were just kind of giving yourself a shout out, trying to get people to kind of look at you for what you do for work, and then there was one that was just like purely kind of funny, and then your
Yeah,
classic ones where you're hitting on some pretty heavy shit. But I think it's cool because like there was a little bit there where you kind of, and I know you were away for a while, but you were kind of maybe one video a week. Now you're hitting out like a video a day.
yeah. I think I said in one of the podcasts, like, this is a tool, dude. You know, there's been some of those podcasts and some of those videos even. I might be going into one, right?
Mhm.
And I can be wherever in the house, and I'm feeling it like, oh shit, and I'm just like, right, get on, do something, grab the camera, go out walking with the camera if I can. If Trace ain't in here because she uses the office as well, so if I can get on the freaking video and do, but and then I talk mental stuff. So I'm going through shit, and I use it as a tool. And some of that stuff that I'm interpreting out there, it might be stuff that I'm actually feeling,
Yeah.
right? So I use it. I use it as a tool, man, because all the while I can use it and educate, or I can use it and someone gets something and goes, "Yeah, sweet," I can use that.
Do you
Then
ever
what
think
I'm
about
going
what
through,
you would do if your channel like hit like 1,000 subscribers or even more, like kind of overnight? You ever think about what you would do, or would you just like? Is that kind of what that would be like the best case scenario? Like you're already sort of wanting that, and you're kind of already
yeah,
ready.
I mean,
You
that'd be
ever think
great.
about,
It would be freaking. I don't say I'm not going to lie. If I woke up tomorrow and all of a sudden, I'd be freaking excited for shit. Yeah, I'd be like, wow, damn. um,
there would be obvious nerves, but that's kind of something that you like. The more people, it kind of like almost amplify what you're trying to do, having more people here and more. Yeah, that's cool.
and my work is the same. My guy. I don't pull no punches, dude. I tell them, hey, dude, I work with myself every day, right? And they all know this, and but it keeps it real. It's when I can relate to someone, right? Especially when it comes to mental health shit, especially anxiety and stuff like that. And someone's sitting there going through. There's been many a times when I've gone, "Whoa, hold up," and then we've gone a way around because I know what I would do or what I've learned, right? So yeah, going through a bunch of shit, getting back from England, yeah, total tool, mate. Start the camera, get the mic on, use it to educate. So, but yeah, if I had 1,000 subscribers, yeah, shit, man, yeah, all right. I think anybody that is on YouTube, if they woke up in the morning and I mean, it'd be like,
Well, yeah,
what?
I don't know. I don't know if that would be the case for everybody. I think people do it for a lot of different reasons. I think I don't think that a lot of people are ready for like with every two people that show up on your channel that want to watch, there's like at least three that are, gonna talk shit. So like you gotta
Oh
wade
yeah,
through a lot of crap. Um, but yeah, like, and you're doing something completely different than me. It's the same. Like there's still gonna be people who show up and just want to like poo poo everything you do. But I was curious what you thought about it because everybody is sort of different. But I think it would be so awesome, dude. Like Kevin's channel is he does so, and you watch both of our channels, so you know. But
yeah,
like, man, he does so much extra little bits of things in his
right,
editing. Like I
yeah, yeah,
just go for to raw dog it. But like man, if he had like 15,000 subscribers inside of like a year or something like that, he would be making those professional vlogs with the fancy fucking all the like you see. I don't know how
it's
many
really
like
good,
pro-ish surfers that you watch,
right?
but
Yeah,
gosh, and like so I use Kevin to kind of piggyback to you, but it's like it would be so interesting to see what you decided to do with your shit. Like if you just got all these people and they're like, like you're making a little money from it, and like that would just be so awesome to
I
see
would,
what you
I
do.
would, I would, I would invest back in as well because
Yeah,
one of the things that I see myself, I've always wanted to see myself, put it that way, I envision it is going around and doing chats,
yeah.
like standing up somewhere and having
At like a
people where
coffee
I
shop
can,
or a bookstore or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, just being or doing breath work meditation things, where I'll travel around and go to different offices or whatever and just get a whole bunch. It's important, dude. You know, a lot of people, especially now with the fucking news going on and all, it's like, oh fuck, right? It's more important to fucking look after self. And meditation is one of those things, or breath work is one of those things that it's like medicine to me, right? And when you do it, it works.
Yeah,
So
and
I'd
it's
love to teach it.
crazy. Yeah, it would be interesting to see how many people would um objectively be able to see the benefit of it, you know, like not look at it as like some sort of like woo you know,
Right.
like overly spiritual or overly whatever thing. Like it can be for sure, like if you make it that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like it really is effective for so many things
Oh, mate.
that like can help you with just like being more efficient at work, and that's good for anybody, especially people that like have to be inside all day and work in like an office setting, you know,
Yeah.
like I move around, I'm inside, I'm outside, I get hot and sweaty or cold sometimes, and like that's like a human is, that's how we lived our whole lives, so like
Right.
I have it pretty good in my gig, you know, like
But do
but
you have a
some
morning?
people
Do
gotta
you
be,
have a morning routine for you though?
yeah, yeah.
For you, just for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on where I'm at, but like, you know, I'll get up and maybe I'll smoke a little weed and then I'll either make a coffee, but usually I'll go to Starbucks. And then currently I've been eating a muffin every day. And it's like, and by like between 8 and 10, I'm like fucking ready to go for work. And like, normally I start work like 10 to 6, you know, so there's like, a while that I, you know, have like things that are going a little bit slow. But again, like my job is like an outside job. In the
Right.
winter, I'll be plowing. So like I'll start even earlier. So like being able to get to work when it's still dark and nobody's really there. I like, I prefer everything that I do to be pretty organized. So
Right.
I'm
Early
able to
mornings
do
are
that.
awesome. Early
Yeah.
morning is.
So like there's a lot of, like the area that I work in is kind of a disaster when I started at this place. So I'm still kind of trying to like make it into my own space. And it's nice because I have different sort of work orders and things that I can kind of delegate for the week. So I can kind of curate what I do. But
So you
yeah,
can make your own time.
yeah, between like 4 in the morning and 7, it's kind of like leaving and getting ready and like sort of showing up to work and getting my day planned, and then from like 8 a.m. on. And I never thought I'd be able to do this because like at the golf courses and shit, I could start like literally whenever I want, like 2 o'clock in the
Right.
morning. So like
Yeah.
by 10 in the morning, I'm out and doing whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't, it's not a 9 to 5 here for sure. And in the winter, I'll be able to start closer to 3 or 4, but I have to work till close to 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, and
Wow. No
I
shit.
didn't think, yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to do it, and it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, just because
Takes
I've
some
been able to,
adjusting though, right?
a lot of adjusting, but I have like, and another, you know, there's a lot of benefits to this job too, like actual benefits from monetary benefits and insurance and all of these other things that just it makes sense. And then the people I work with and for, like they definitely like they know the importance of like being outside and doing what you want.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
when I like interviewed for the job, I really just kind of pushed the, like, this is what I have to do for money, but I have all
Right.
this other shit. So I have like flex hours. Like if the waves were really good at like 8 a.m., I could go in at 10. Like as long as I'm hitting my
Oh,
30, I have to.
they give you that the window of
Yeah,
okay.
I haven't used it yet. I have, you know, been able to be like, oh, hey, the waves are good. Can I take off a little early today or whatever? And that's not been an issue at all, which is awesome in and of itself. But um, yeah, like taking time off for like shit, you know, and it's definitely a give and take relationship in the department I'm in. Like if you're doing your shit,
Right.
you'll
As long as you get it done.
you'll be able to afford these luxuries, which is cool.
Yeah.
But
Well, it
yeah,
keeps you
dude,
going, doesn't it? It keeps your surfing going, doesn't it? At the
yeah,
end of the day, it's like, yeah, it puts food on the table and all that, but damn, man, you gotta like, again, it's this, isn't it? You gotta have your surfing.
yeah, yeah.
I'm only watching. I'm only.
I think we stopped talking to our boy, and then he got kind of mad. But yeah, dude, it's a wild thing, this YouTube journey, and
Yeah,
it's cool to see everybody's sort of your own little path, and like how, and I think people like us, doing it because like you love you love it, not because of like some other reason. Like
right.
for you, it's a tool, and it you know you want to help people, but sometimes it helps you help yourself. And
Oh,
for me, it's like this weird creative expression that I've never
dude,
done
yours has
anything like
picked up
this.
since I've known you. Like
Yeah,
you've added more in. There's been more angle shit, and there's been more. Dude, your editing, your freaking tunes, man, are awesome. Some of
well,
your
yeah,
music,
and like
I would laugh because it just fucking matches so
yeah.
well.
Well, and like that's what it's just a form of growth, like you talk about all the time. Like if you're not growing in something, what the fuck are you doing? Like
Right, right,
as
right.
long as it's positive growth. But I don't yeah, it's so crazy. And like I don't go back and watch my old videos at all, but I know for a fact that like there's just a difference in how I address the camera and what I put in and how I put it in. And that's
Which
just
you
because
are, isn't
I'm
it? Which you are.
yeah, yeah, and I'm because I think because I'm trying to get better. Like I'm trying to look at my stuff objectively and say I need to change this, and I need, because I want it to be watchable and enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and that's obviously second to making the making something that I can look back and watch these times with Kat, or even back to like when I first started with all of the craziness that's been for the last like 6 years I've been doing it.
Damn,
Um,
6 years you've been doing it? Shit, man. I
yeah,
didn't realize it
yeah.
was
Well,
that
I
long. I need to
started
go back. I want to go back and watch your first few. I've not done that
yeah,
yet.
it's crazy.
Like see where it's like where you was to where you are now. I want to do that.
It's yeah, it's wild.
Go
It's
back and look at
wild.
some of them. Why don't you look at your own? Why don't you look at it? Because it's
Well,
like a diary, dude, isn't it? I mean, let's
yeah,
face
and
it.
like,
It's like putting
because
a diary
I
together.
know what's there. And like, it's not that I never go back and look, but it's not a regular thing that I do. But I will go back just like that. You were talking about something in a vlog I watched yesterday about like not celebrating the wins, but it's like if I wouldn't go back and look at where I was, you can't appreciate how much I've come. And like and I was telling Kevin this just a few days ago. My surfing improves uh, pretty quickly, so I can look back just like 6 months, and I'm like, oh wow, like I've
Yeah,
gotten better in 6 months. And it's cool because like I'm 39, so like I'm not 17 or 23 anymore, so like kind of a little bit older,
yeah.
and I'm still like learning and building
Good.
skill
Don't
and
ever stop. Don't ever you until you fucking put you in the ground, man. It don't
yeah,
matter. You just keep growing in whatever it is. Because as soon as you give up in here,
yeah.
where you going then?
Yeah, what are you
Right?
doing? Yeah.
Keep growing, man. You got to keep growing. Absolutely keep growing. What's Kevin saying down there? We just watched the first vids the other day.
Yeah.
Creative expression. Oh, what's you guys' profession? Go on.
Oh, yeah. I basically I'm like groundskeeper Willie off of The Simpsons.
You're a bit more than that.
A little bit. We'll
Freaking
leave it at
simple.
that, though.
And I like counselling coach guy. I counsel people and I put people in the right directions, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
hopefully. So
Yeah.
what so when where do you see yourself with your YouTube channel, say like 5 years from now?
Hopefully, at the very least, just doing the same thing,
Yeah, building it up, getting it
Yeah,
better.
there's so many surf channels that are really good that have like under 1,000 subscribers, and they make really good videos. They surf really good waves. So the fact that I have like almost 1,500 is shocking in and of it's a shocking thing, anyways. And
Why? Why did you hang on? Why did you say it's shocking? Why did you say
well,
it's
just
shocking?
surfing is a small niche. Like
Hmm.
even some of the biggest surf channels don't have as much subscribers as like some of these, 12-year-olds who do makeup tutorials.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
just because people wanna it's just a weird niche. So like I know that my channel is growing, and I think surfing in the lake does add a little bit of novelty to it for people to want to watch, but like that's why I add a lot of myself,
Right.
and Kevin
Yeah.
does the same shit. We have to add personality because our waves are kind of weird. So I hope in 5 years I'm still like surfing and making kind of fun, weird videos and saying weird shit on camera and putting it online for people to see. And
Dude, all the
but
way in yourself, it'll grow.
yeah, and like I think I am. That's what I have going for me, and that's why I know like that's why like, I still love it, and like I can act sort of weird on camera, and I can act weird with my girlfriend next to me, and she acts weird on camera too, and because we're doing it like for pure reasons. Like we like watching ourselves back doing fun stuff. We
Yeah.
like to be silly and weird, and it's like to be able to put it out online on the internet. It's just such a I think it's so cool and it's so unique, and but yeah, so I hope that we're doing this. I think at some point, um when we're older, we're gonna be near the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't doubt that. Hang on, you froze on my screen again. Hello? You froze on my screen. Yeah, you're frozen still. You're still. It takes you a little bit longer. I don't know. It could be me as well, matey. I don't know. Listen, I've had a bit of a life disaster so far. Uh, Not a flattering freeze either, Kev said. You're good, Buddha. Hey, yeah, man.
Yeah, that it is weird how it does it. It'll freeze us both for a couple seconds each and then let us go.
Yeah, and then it comes, and then it comes. It's probably the freaking. We got a storm right over us, dude. It can seriously have an effect on our freaking internet. Sometimes it just freaking cuts out.
Is hurricane season almost over? Hey, it's Cap.
Hey, cat. Um, no.
So we
the
just
I think
started?
it's I think it's because we're at the 1st of September is the height of the season. So, and then what normally happens is once it hits the height of the season, then you got to start looking at, you want time to go on because, and then they got more likelihood of turning before they actually hit Florida because of the way the freaking jet stream and all that pressures and shit work. So, at the minute, it's a bit of a nail biter because you've still got
Yeah,
from the 1st of September a few weeks in, but it will
yeah.
gradually just start dying down. But yeah, it goes on till I think it's the 31st of October. I think like Halloween
Oh,
time. I
wow.
think it goes on for a bit. Yeah, but we get stragglers now and again. But hopefully they'll keep freaking turning. Hopefully they keep because I shit myself with hurricanes, mate. I tell you, I don't like them.
You know what's crazy? When I don't know if it happened in Florida or not, but my eyes were red for like 4 months after we came down there. So I don't know if it's something that happened before we left, while we were
Unless
there.
it's salt maybe.
I don't know, but they were red. after I got this job, like during my first few weeks of having this job, first like maybe month, and then
No
they've
shit.
yeah, so it was a while
And
from
why don't you
May
just
until
salt? Maybe the salt, dude. That salt can be freaking harsh. I mean, it can. You get it in your eyes. I mean, I've had it hit the waves, and the waves have hit me, and it's like shit, instant sting. Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Well, I don't know, and I've never surfed in the ocean, so I don't fucking.
Cat said he looked higher than usual for months, which is saying something. Kev said.
It's true,
Mm.
but yeah, it was a very unusual thing. I couldn't believe it. Cat
So what?
almost got me to go to the doctor.
Let me ask you this. You're a lake surfer, right? Because I don't think I asked you this. How did you find the difference between when you were down here ocean surfing to lake surfing?
Yeah,
What's the differences in that?
just in 2 days, and they were good, fun days, believe me, and they were the best waves that I've surfed. Um, it was just insanely more powerful, easier to read the wave. Um, yeah, it was completely different.
What makes it easier? Because you're going by weather patterns more with because it's more
No,
tidal here, right?
there was no wind, and when you're surfing in the lake, it's like 90% wind-driven waves, so it's
Right.
always windy and choppy. And every once in a while, you'll get some clean ones and stuff, but usually, um, we're surfing in like wind chop. So there's always like a little bump here, a little bump there. So when you're in the ocean and it's flat or it's really calm, there's no wind, but there is swell in the water, you could watch a wave coming from 30 yards away. And you can be like, "Oh, that one looks good." And then be like, and if you're out of position, like maybe inside or outside of the peak or whatever, you have time to like kind of angle yourself better.
Mm.
But the waves in the lake are so close together, compiled with the wind chop, it just makes it harder to read the waves, and they just aren't as powerful either.
So would you say, given that, because it sounds more challenging, which I can imagine, more challenging on a lake, right? I would say, right? It'll be
Yeah,
more challenging. But
yeah, to a
did it
point.
make you a better surfer for the ocean because of the challenges with the lake surfing or not?
I think if you surf in the lake consistently for a year, y- well, yeah, it's hard to say. If you're a beginner surfer and you're able to go somewhere in the ocean where there's a calm wave that you can progress on, and you go consistently, you'll learn way faster. But I feel like learning how to turn and stuff, if you really put your mind to it and you learn on the lake, it could make you a better surfer at like reading the waves and surfing small waves, because that's a skill. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's yeah,
it looks different.
it's hard, 'cause I
it
feel
look,
like we are handicapped here with power and the ability to read the good waves and stuff like that. But I mean, once waves get to 5 to 8 feet or more, that's you have to know what that power feels like to be comfortable surfing those waves. So is it harder? To a point out here for sure.
mm,
um and I think it does build skills too.
right. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, the skill
Yeah,
base
yeah,
would
so
get
like
you. Yeah,
cat learned out here, and then we went to the ocean. So I feel like, if you can try to get some basics in the lake, and you can sort of get to jumping into waves pattern, or jumping into waves skill level, and then you go to the ocean, or then you can find a more consistent wave. You have those early basics that will really be amplified in the ocean.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
I've often
it's
thought
an
about
unusual
that.
thing.
I didn't even know you could surf a lake. I had no freaking idea, man, until I met you guys and Dan, because he's lake surfs and all. And I'm like, I didn't even know you'd have a wave on a lake to surf. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
it's wild to think. Like there's some places in Canada, like on Lake Huron, that not populated at all. and they could get waves all the time, with the wind patterns over there, and nobody
Mm.
sees them ever. It's just like in the middle of nowhere. But that's part of why I like doing this, and I think that's what makes a lot of the videos that get filmed out here unique, is just like how unusual it is to see good waves on a lake.
Yeah. I mean, some of those that you film are like they're barreling, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're coming up, when you're on the board and then they're coming in and you look sideways, you can free. There's a.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's
And
barreling.
these aren't even the best lake waves that I'm going to. Like there's some waves in Minnesota that are really awesome, and in the UP all over the place. And um but yeah, I think at this point, if I had to pick, I would go someplace with like, in like Costa Rica or something. I mean,
Beautiful too, scenery wise.
yeah,
Yeah.
warm, big waves. I like big scary ones now, and we don't get those very often. In the wintertime, you pee all over the place. What does that mean?
And Kev said, don't, he didn't know he could do you couldn't lake surf either, and then he did it, and he's like, I
Yeah,
loved it
yeah.
here my whole life. Yeah, yeah, I can see
Oh,
that.
God.
Pee, you
Yeah,
pee
it's
all over
amazing
the
though, dude. Yeah, what does that even mean?
place.
Oh, the UP of
You pee?
Michigan. Yeah, the Upper Peninsula.
Oh, fair play. Went straight over my head.
Yeah, no kidding. And I live here.
So what? So what would you say? Like, is where do you want to take your surfing? Where do you want to? How do you want to grow that? Where do you want to go with that?
Uh,
I mean,
I just,
that's your
yeah,
love.
I would like to get a little bit better. I don't need to get much better. I'm not trying to learn how to like do 360s in the air, nothing like that. But I
Right,
would like
right.
to get a little bit better. I want to look a little bit cooler on camera, and but yeah, other than that, I would like at some point I want to get a giant barrel and like come out the other side, like a
Oh,
real one.
again, yeah, hell yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Dude,
I got to
I,
do that.
I'd like to know what that sounds like.
Yeah,
I've
me
often
too.
wondered what that would, because I fucking body surfed by accident once. The reason I say accident is because I had no freaking clue what I was doing. I just thought, let
Mm.
me get out there, and I've seen people do it. Let me have a go, right? And I did. I felt it. I was like, oh
Yeah,
shit. And when I got launched forward, dude, it was weird because it was like there was a wall there and I could hear sound bouncing
yeah,
off the freaking water behind me. It was a really strange freaking sound that I was hearing. And then I ended up on the beach and I thought, oh, heck, I've never done it again though.
yeah, yeah.
I hit that
No, there is
once.
definitely a noise that that people talk about. And yeah, one of these days I'll get a big old giant one and I'll let
You
you
just
know.
gotta you keep pursuing it, mate. Just keep
Yeah.
pursuing it. Keep
No,
pursuing it.
we sort of have tentative plans to try to get to like North Carolina in November to January-ish, something like that. And we could find good waves there.
Yeah, yeah. Carolinas?
Yep.
It's supposed to be good up there though for surfing, right? So I mean, so I've heard. I don't know. What do I know about surfing? But I
I
hear it's
mean,
good on that coastline.
yeah, Kevin does a lot of looking, and he's a much more numbers looking at the forecast than I am, and he knows a couple places. Actually, they have a few vlogs when they went down there, so they've surfed down there actually.
Yeah, that dude. Those board making videos and all that, Kev. I know he's in. I know he's in. I'm pumping you up, Kev.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Freaking like I like that too because it's an art. It's a freaking
Mhm.
there's a skill. And to see these things like turn out, that one he did for you with the yin and the yang, that's fucking banging.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy because not very many people saw like could hold what it was before. That's the crazy part. And
Right.
I'll watch these little like these shorts on people making surfboards, and you've got to be right on with numbers and stuff, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
oh yeah.
not.
Yeah. And it, it's again, it's that skill base. And then that was the other thing I didn't know is the different shapes of balls. Because when you came down and you was educating me on the just tip at the front and the kick back on the
Yeah,
back and I didn't have a freaking clue that it was different, like in different
yeah,
sizes and
right.
that because one Gron came in, he educated me a little bit because we went to surf shops and I'm like, so what's what then? What am I looking at? Because
Yeah,
it's just all different shaped balls to me, right?
right.
And then he's telling me about the different thicknesses and what they do, and I'm like, oh, and then you came down, and I'm like, I didn't realise there was that much
It's crazy.
science.
Yeah, it
It's
is
science.
too.
It's science because you got to have the. It's like ships, right? How the hell do they float? Right? There's science to it. You've got to read. You've got to know. Otherwise, the water will let you know that you ain't built that, right?
Right, right away.
Right? There's no forgiving. There's no like, oh, we'll keep you up for a bit just so you can
Yeah,
sail around for a little bit, and then then we'll sink you. No, you're going down, mate. If it ain't right, down you go. And it's the same with a surfboard, mate. If you don't get
right.
it, I can only imagine if you just don't get the front freaking lifted right or something, you're done.
Yeah, you could fuck it up real quick.
And didn't they used to go out on just flat boards like years
Like
and years? Was that
wood.
how it started?
Yeah, like wood.
Holy
Pieces of
shit.
trees are so heavy.
What's that? Yeah, I'm shaping the bottom of our boards to work on the lake waves a bit better. It's just fluid dynamics, almost like aerodynamics, or like I said, science.
Yeah,
Right? You got to know, yeah, like you said, aerodynamics plane, right? I mean, you got to know water. It comes down to freaking the surface pressure of the water and all,
hmm
right?
this is
I mean,
this is why I don't make bread, make surfboards, none of this shit.
bread and surfboards. Hang on.
Yeah, they both
Uh,
try to make a sourdough, Buddha. It's just like making a surfboard. I have no fucking chance.
Let me tell you, matey. One of the most therapeutic things to make is bread because it's got all the elements there. It's got you can smell it, right?
Yes, yeah,
Like
so good.
like yeast and that. You're hands on. You're moving the dough. There's a feeling to the dough. You're baking it, so you're seeing a product be made, and then
Mhm.
you're enjoying it. So there's the recognition to the mind of like the enjoyment of something. So it's got all the elements. It's
Yeah.
brilliant for this. Make bread, dude. Seriously, fucking. I used to when I first came to the US, I had to make our own bread because over there, like if you go in and buy a regular loaf of bread, it's good bread, right?
Yeah,
Just a regular slice cut, cheap loaf of bread, right?
yeah.
Um, when I
You come
first
over
came to the
here and you get
US,
Wonder Bread.
what's that?
You come over here and you get Wonder Bread.
That's what we got because we didn't have any money. So my
Yeah,
wife goes, "Oh, this is like we get this." What did I know? Right. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to make a sandwich. I get the freaking butter out. It just ripped a big hole in it. I'm like, you can't spread it. So I started, dude, because we didn't have the money for good bread. I just got a 50-pound bag of flour, right? Because I was a chef. So I just
yeah.
got a fucking 50-pound bag of flour, bought a bunch of fucking dry yeast and that, and there I was. I was making focaccias and fucking yeah, dude, making, and it's that therapeutic. It's got all the elements. It's got everything to
Yeah,
it. Make bread,
that's.
dude. I'm telling you.
I don't know about that.
I think you'll get a love for it. Let me tell you, man. Bake it like if you could literally. There's a thing where you could bake it in the cinders of a fire. Like have a fire going and then let it all die down and wrap it up really well and just put it alongside the cinders and let it bake. Dude, there's all kinds of
Try
shit.
that. Try that at a campsite.
I'm telling you, man. Or get baked potatoes. Have you ever done baked potatoes on a fire? You ever done that?
Not me personally, but I have eaten them from fire for sure.
It's
I haven't
so much
done it
better,
myself
dude,
though. Yeah,
because they crust. And they, I like it when they're charred and all, but they get that crusty freaking skin on the outside. You just put it up alongside the fire and turn it around. When we had an open fire, that's what I used to do. So we didn't have to put the oven on because we'd have to pay for it. So I used to get when we had we used to put the wood in there on the open fire. I used to take the potatoes, put them up in the freaking in the cinders and let them bake. Oh, so much better. So much better. Cut them open, butter in the middle, mate. Sweet as.
Sweet as a nut.
Sweet as a nut, mate. All right. I'm going to go and get some dinner, dude, because I haven't had dinner yet.
So, but before we end it, we've got to plan. Once you figure out your software, we'll get back on your channel.
Yeah, it's given me something to freaking go and study and research a little bit. I just got to figure out what the heck. I don't know. I'm not experienced at it. I talk to freaking guys, through Zoom and all kinds of. I don't get it, man. It doesn't interfere when I'm doing podcasting and videoing. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I might have to send something else.
It was good talking to you, man.
Take it easy, brother. I'll see you soon, matey. We'll keep in touch.
Talk to you soon. Definitely. Later on.
Bye, man.